YouTube? Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to a Funko review and unboxing video, and I'm really excited to talk about this guy here. This completes Wave 2 of the Iron Maiden Pops for Eddie. I've been waiting to talk about this guy. I picked him up at MegaCon 2023. It now makes me Wave 2 complete. I did a full review of the other 4 Pops in this wave. If you click the eye above my head or the description box of this video, I highly recommend watching that video first and coming back to this one, because I referenced this Pop a lot in that video, this being a Chase Pop, and basically it's a variant for the Somewhere in Time Eddie. Of course, this is the Stranger in the Strangeland Eddie, and this is basically just a variant Chase version of that Pop. And I hope you do enjoy this content. If you do, remember to smash that like button and subscribe. One little click from you means a lot to me, especially getting this across the YouTube platform for people looking for this content can find it. And there's a lot of people talking about this Pop. I'm going to do an in-depth breakdown of this Pop. I'm going to look at the packaging, the paint, the articulation, and answer the biggest question at the end of the video: should you buy this Pop for yourself? So let's get into it, guys. This is, again, this Pop number 248. Don't get this Chase confused with the Somewhere in Time Pop. This is the standard Pop for Eddie. This is the Chase version. I believe they did 1 and 6. Most of the newer Pops that are Chases are usually 1 and 6 in a case. So if they had, let's say, 6 of these guys in a case, well, sorry about the glare, you would get 1 of these, you get 5 of these. That's how it normally works for Funko now. So let's do a breakdown of this packaging here so you can see what I'm talking about. Get some up-close shots, B-roll of the packaging, and then when we take them out the card, more B-roll shots as well. I love the way this thing looks. It looks really, really good. Your typical Funko design. We have Pop rocks here. We have the Iron Maiden logo. It does have Pop number 248. Again, don't get confused with the standard Pop. They both say 248. Don't get confused by that, guys. Again, right here we have a great shot of what the Stranger in Strangeland would look like. We have the all-important Chase sticker. I'll get some up-close shots of that. This is a Stranger in Strangeland right there. Nice shot of Eddie, of course. This is what Eddie would look like out of packaging. And of course, the Stranger in the Strangeland right there on the side. And of course, the back of the packaging showcases all the guys in Wave 2 that you could have gotten. Again, the Somewhere in Time Eddie, which is right here, I believe, yep, which is the standard version, which again is this guy right here. So let me showcase them off to you so you can see what they look like kind of side by side, so you can see what I'm talking about here, guys. So here's what it looks like from this side. From the wording, you can see what it looks like there. And the back of the packaging, with the exception, of course, Eddie looking more cybernetic than sort of Western-like. He does have the eye replaced in both of them. The same deco as far as the packaging goes, with the exception of them. They're the main characters you can see right there. Let's put them around on the turntable so you can see what they look like. Again, I'll get some B-roll shots of this stuff so you can see what they do look like side by side. Because again, this is just basically a variant turned into the Chase. That's what they've done. Funko's done this a lot of times with other Pops. They'll do 1 and 6. In prior days for Funko, they'll be much harder to come by. But most modern Chases that you would see, air quotes, most of the time are usually 1 of 6. So you might see cases they're usually sold in cases of 6. So 5 of them would be the normal version, and 1 of them would be the Chase. That's how they normally would do it. So let's get our Eddie here out of packaging and continue the breakdown segment. All right, guys, continue the breakdown segment. We got our Stranger in the Strangeland Chase Pop Eddie out of packaging. Next thing you take a Pop out of packaging, we look at the paint, sculpt, and articulation. There's a lot to talk about this guy here. Again, it came from the normal version of Pop 248, the Somewhere in Time Eddie, to make the Stranger in the Strangeland Eddie. But they made some different caveat changes to this Pop when it came from this guy here. Not just the sculpt, but also they included a figure stand with this guy. The normal version, went back in the packaging and looked. There's no figure stand with the standard version, which kind of caught me by surprise. You think they would, because he's a very small body and a very thick head with a lot of vinyl on him. They made even more vinyl with the sort of space cowboy version of the Stranger in Strangeland Eddie here, and it gave him the figure stand. Again, he's very back heavy. If you don't use a figure stand, he will topple over. Just be aware of that. There's a lot to really talk about this Pop. Both good points, and there's a few bad points as well. Let's talk about them. Let's get the Somewhere in Time Eddie off the shot and just really focus on the Chase Pop here, because he looks really, really cool. Again, he looks sort of like a space cybernetic cowboy. Let's talk about the Pop here. I love that hat. The fedora looks really, really cool. Great attention to detail. It looks like something maybe Indiana Jones would have as far as the way the fedora looks. But it looks really, really cool. He's got a cigarette coming out of his mouth. You can see that right here, right there. It looks really good. It is kind of lit up. He's about to light the cigarette here with his hand. It's on fire, which looks really good. He is in a trench coat, and it looks really nice as far as the attention to detail and deco for the vinyl. It looks really cool. He has a gun in his holster over here. The other version, let's bring him in real quick here. He has a pistol in this hand and a gun in the rather holster in this one, and an empty holster in that one. So this kind of looks like we have maybe another gun hidden underneath this portion of the trench coat. I do like that. It looks really, really cool. Again, we spin him around so you can see what he looks like from the back. He looks really, really good. Again, the trench coat looks like maybe even something Gambit would have had. as far as the X-Men goes. They probably could have used this and repurposed it. The figure stand, I didn't show this off. It does have a single point figure stand in his foot, so he does hold really, really well when you put him down. He's not falling over. I do like that. One note of contention I have with this pop, and maybe this is just my version, I can't get the head to really move. Since this is a chase pop and pretty expensive, I'm not going to force the vinyl, so there is real no articulation, at least quote unquote, on my pop here. Maybe your pop, your mileage may vary, but this one here, the head's not moving. Maybe a nice low set hair dryer, maybe it can weaken the vinyl a little bit and melt it possibly and make this move, but I don't want to force it. I don't want to break the vinyl. Just be aware that that's kind of the only real bone of contention I would have for this pop. Again, as I mentioned before, they took the common pop here of 248. Again, these are both pop number 248s, so just be aware of that. If you look at the packaging, they both say 248. They went from this guy here and turned it into this one here. Again, this is the chase that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and chases are usually one of 6 as far as the current way pops are released. Most pops are one of 6. Let me spin them around on a turntable so you can see them side by side. Again, should you buy this pop? And let's get into that portion, the final thoughts of this review. Should you buy the chase version? If you're a big fan of Iron Maiden like I am, this is an easy, this is a gimme. I personally think this is a good pop. Is it the greatest pop? I think it's okay. I think the standard common one, there looks like there's a lot more tooling, a lot more deco, a lot more design, at least on the normal version, than it is compared to the chase version. If you wanted to say, hey, I want to save my money, do I have to buy him? The answer is no. No, you don't have to. But if you want to spend the extra money, the extra mileage, if you will, and if you are that sort of fan, that hardcore fan, again, metal, hardcore, if you're a hardcore fan of Iron Maiden, and definitely spend the money for him if you get him for a good price. Again, I bought this guy at MegaCon 2023. He was $75 US. That's the cost that I spent for him, 75 bucks. Again, I do like the way he does look, the kind of the brown look for him, the earthen look. He looks like Eddie. When you look at this pop, and if you know anything about Iron Maiden, this screams Eddie to me, just like the other pops in the Wave and Wave 2, and of course in Wave 1, this screams Eddie. Again, I love the attention to detail, the design, the deco, the paint looks awesome. Again, the articulation is a bit sketchy here, at least on mine. Again, your mileage may vary. And I do hope you like this video review, again, of the Chase Pop number 248. Again, they're both 248. The Stranger in the Strangeland Eddie. Remember to click the like button on the page. Click that all-important subscribe button. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to be notified of my latest videos. Of course, last but not least, you get windows here and here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video, and bye-bye.